Part two, Mothers on a Mission, Clause B. So we had an A selection, now we have a B selection. The video cut out right when I was getting ready to get into the meat of our conversation on today. Pretty much, I just want to kind of give you the second half of what transpired after I met my son's dad. And I gave you a briefing of what that looked like. But just to let you know that during the summer of 2001, I later found out after we had already did our thing, I received a phone call from my son's dad's cousin, who then proceeded to let me know that he was married. I remember the day. I remember the moment. I know where I was, all of that. I was literally at my best friend's house. And the call came to her house because I let them know that's where I was. And this is, I don't even know if a conversation had happened before for them to know where I was, but it don't even really matter anymore. But he called, I'm at the house, and that's when he told me. And that day I cut him clear off, clear all the way off. No association, no association whatsoever. And I remember literally 2 weeks later, letting you know how fast things can happen in your life. 2 weeks later, I'm at work again. I'm on my lunch break. I'm actually in the food court, sitting down, eating my food. There are two gentlemen at an angle sitting at a table together, one whose back is to me, the other one who's facing me. Who is it? It is the person that would then become my boyfriend. So if you can see how quickly things happen. I cut one person off and I moved into a new situation. Listen, I do not encourage that by any means. Take your time, slow down. Don't be trying to rush into a situation. I'm young, but I had a little bit of wisdom, but I didn't have a whole lot. Because I promise you, I think many of us can attest to this. What we know now, if we had that same mindset back then, there are a lot of things we wouldn't have done, but we live, we learn, we grow, we go, right? And we move forward. So I can say to you guys that I met my next relationship slash boyfriend in a matter of 2 weeks. Our first date was church. Let me tell you the red flag. We're going to get back to my oldest son's dad in just a minute. If it's meant for us to have that conversation today, but we may go into a part three on that one. But I will say there are so many different parts to this story, and I just want to, get you guys ready for what you're going to learn and hear all along this process. But one of the things that happened was that he invited me to church. And I told my mom, like, hey, he invited me to church. Can I go? Not that I had to really ask my mom for permission, but I'm in my mama's house and I wanted to respect whatever her wishes were. So I told her who it was. I didn't know how close this person and his family lived, but we later learned that he lived literally 7 minutes away from us off of Wesley Chapel Indicator, and we're living in Lithonia, so not too far. But anyway, we go to church. Service was cool. Ended up, finding out that the pastor of the church at the time, he has now since passed away, but the pastor of the church just happened to be from where I'm from, Scottsdale. And so anyway, we found that out, and it was cool. Service was cool. Fast forward that same day, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Warning signs all over the place, just in one conversation. That particular gentleman's dad told me as I sat in his truck with his other son sitting in the front seat. He said to him, "You better not say anything and repeat what I'm getting ready to tell Brandy." When I tell you, I wish I had listened, but I didn't. The story gets really deep. Parts of my story that you're going to learn have never been told. This is why I'm careful not to share names. I'm not worried about no lawsuits and defamation of character and stuff. The truth is the truth. I'm just not releasing names by choice. But for more details, you got to read the book when it's released. However, I will point out his dad said, "You are too good for my son. I think you need to move on with your life. And because of what I know, I don't think my son is for you." I did not listen. I truly wish I had, but that's a part of the story. So let me share something with you. Single mothers go through some things, but people in general go through some things. And people in general, we make bad decisions. We overlook the signs. We're young and we go through things and we experience things and we don't pay attention to the instruction. I don't believe that his dad said what he said if it wasn't God giving me a heads up. God was telling me some stuff too, some things that I would later find out, and some moments that I would come to understand. And we're going to get into the meat of it because the pivot in this is that that same person just so happened to have attended Fort Valley State University. His intention was not to return to school, and he was taking a break. It gets real deep, you guys. I then go down to Fort Valley. He decides to return to school because I'm going. But the twist to the story is that his ex girlfriend is also on that same campus. Whirlwind of things that transpire in a person's life. And the crazy part about it is, for those that do know, I grew up as a baton twirler, and one of my closest friends, she was the feature twirler down at Fort Valley at the time, and they needed someone to come in to take over that majorette spot. So I was coming in as a baton twirler. It was never any intention for me to be tangled up in a web full of drama. And the drama was just beginning. I can't wait for y'all to hear part 3, man. This right here is a doozy. So this is clause B because I didn't know that I needed to clear up a whole lot of space on my phone. So I cleared up a lot of space so that y'all could catch this. And I'm getting ready to post part A, and then I'm going to post part B so that y'all can be able to hear it in sequence. All right. I'll holler at y'all. Have a wonderful Saturday. Later. Bye.